I solemnly swear never to kill a slime again. Hello everybody, my name is MeisterBloo, and today I took a look at episode 4 of Monster Musume, titled Everyday Life with a Slime. First things first, before I say anything else, Poppy is way too cute in this episode and she needs to stop. This episode opens up where the last one left off, maybe a day or two later, but we see Mia romanticizing the idea of Kimihito asking her out by like having it be a super endearing moment between just the two of them and not like how it was where he just blatantly told all three of them. And she's cooking dinner, and in one of the pots, something looks up at her. The next thing we see is her drowning because a slime has jumped onto her face from the pot and is surrounding her entire head. For those of you who don't know what a slime is, they're typical enemies in MMOs, a lot of Japanese ones especially. Maybe even some regular RPGs. I haven't played too many of them that have featured slimes. All I know is that they are everywhere in MMOs. They're like oozes. Like if you think of the ooze or what's it called? The ones from D&D, the ones that are just cubes. Yeah, those are the type of creatures we're talking about. And then we go straight from Mia drowning into the opening credits scene, which is one of the most odd transitions this show has presented so far. After it's been handled off-screen, unfortunately, Mia is taken care of and the slime is nowhere to really be seen, we hear Syria mention that there are creatures that are still unrecognized by people, and I'm really curious. I want to know what creatures those are, because we've seen a bunch of them. Apparently slimes fall into that category. I'm wondering what other creatures could possibly be in this like series of unrecognized creatures that are being allowed in this exchange program. Maybe later on, or maybe even Season 2 or whatnot, because I've made it to Volume 4 so far in the manga, and thus far I've seen only ones other than the slime that have been allowed into the exchange program, so I'm wondering what creatures can those be. That's got me really curious. Also during this scene, we get one of the multiple shots that we get of Poppy playing what is very obviously a Wii tennis game, and it is the cutest thing ever. It is way too adorable. I can't handle it. I need to leave because I can't keep watching that. It's too cute. She needs to stop. The slime pops up again and attacks, and then Syria tries to fight it off, and both her and Kimihito get slimed, like kind of Ghostbusters-like slime, where they're just goop all over them. And him seeing her covered in sticky, stringy, goopy stuff makes him really want to leave. So he's like, I gotta go take a shower, and then he just bolts and yeah, so he goes to get cleaned up. She comes in after him a little while later, and they both are helping each other get cleaned up. We find out where her tender spot is, so that's 2 of the 3 that we've seen so far. And the slime attacks again, right around the time when she says that it was probably looking for water, because it seems to have absorbed water from out of things and whatnot. So looking for water is probably what it was intending to do. It didn't intend to try and drown Mia. Of course, Kimihito goes, oh, well, then it's a good thing it's not in the bath, is it? And then, of course, it's right above them on the ceiling. And the fastest comedic moment thus far takes place, where Syria goes to grab her sword to defend them, but that's not her sword that she grabs. And what she does grab causes her to go, she doesn't faint, but she goes extremely red when Kimihito says, that's not your sword, and she is pretty much rendered unable to fight. Let's just leave it at that. The slime drops down on him and turns into this very, very beautiful girl. She's this adorable, adorable slime girl, and it's the cutest thing. It's so cute. And then she proceeds to clean him in the exact same way that Syria was cleaning him, showing that she's mimicking, for lack of a better way of putting it, trying to learn, like, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to do. And she ends up almost drowning him. I want to point out that her eyes are so beautiful. Whoever designed those eyes, probably the same artist from the manga, but whoever designed those eyes and animated these eyes, they are some of the prettiest anime eyes I've ever seen. And for those of you who don't know, I love anime eyes. Not as much as the creator of Naruto, though. So after he stops the thing from drowning him by jumping into the tub and everything, apparently diluting it, which this was something I had a weird issue with in the manga as well. It's like, if water dilutes this girl, like makes her like kind of melt and whatnot, why is she seeking out water? Is there like a certain balance she's trying to reach? Is there a certain an amount of water she needs in her in order to survive? Or I don't know. I honestly don't know. But after he stops her from drowning him, Mia, and Syria are all talking about what to do about the slime that's in their house now, while Poppy and the slime are both right behind them playing the Wii. And, it's too cute! They start talking about we should take the slime to Sumisa-san because she'll know what to do, maybe, because slime it's technically an illegal immigrant, so there might be some legal actions needed here. And what they're doing, it scares Poppy because Poppy's super happy about this girl. She named her Sue! They don't explain it in the anime. They explain it in the manga that apparently that's the sound effect that slimes usually make in video games over in Japan, is Sue, so that's why she named it Sue, but they kind of briefly nod to that, assuming that you have to know, probably because they just couldn't get away with saying it in the anime, because they do reference, I'm pretty sure they reference a specific game's slime in the manga. Maybe it was a rights thing, I have no idea. But yeah, Poppy gets scared and carries Sue away to go save her and whatnot, and Kimihito runs after them, and she's flying over the river, and Sue starts to freak out, starts to get really scared and whatnot, and falls. Thankfully, Kimihito catches her, and Sue's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Or, not Sue, Poppy is like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And they're fine. It's just, he's like, maybe she got too scared, because if the bathtub melted her down a little bit like that, I can't imagine what a river would do to her. And then he asks why Poppy took her, and Poppy said, because you guys are gonna have her deported and whatnot, and that's not good. I'm here to protect her. She's my responsibility now, and I'm gonna save her. And it's just a really sweet moment with Poppy. They then come across these kids who apparently Poppy leaves the house constantly to go play with, which Kimihito's like, Poppy, you're not supposed to leave without me. And Poppy's just like, whatever, I'm gonna go play right now, and it's... God, Poppy's too cute. And then douchebag couple comes back into the picture. I thought they were gone for good, but then douchebag couple comes back in, driving a car and just being stupid like they were before, and they almost kill one of the little girls they're playing with. They even show a big splatter effect as this girl's hat flies off her, and everyone's like, oh my god, blood! But no, it just turns out that Sue saved the girl, which is awesome. Unfortunately, Sue is now stuck on the wall, and the wall is crumbling because a car crashed into it, and she falls to the river. And there's a really, really sad moment where Poppy's holding Sue's hand no, Poppy, or no, Sue, don't, no, just I got you. And Sue looks up and says, arigato, and then falls, and Poppy starts to cry. You don't make Poppy cry, that's too sad, you can't do that. But of course she's not dead, because Kimihito saves her from falling into the river, and they go home, and it's all happy, happy, joy, joy, except for the fact Sumisa-san's at the house, and he finds out right as he opens the front door. And that's episode 4. I am still very happy. I love the animation effects they've been doing with Sue, because Sue is one of my favorite characters in the manga, and I'm just happy that they're getting her down well. Like I had said in a recent Whoa anime video, water effects in anime are getting really good. And this one, while they're not the best, they're still really good. Even if it's mediocre in comparison to something else, they're still doing a good job with water effects, so I'm happy with that. Can't wait to see the next episode. Until then, everybody, peace out.